Yeah, nothing there. Ba, ba, ba. Not 100% sure where I'm going now, but I think I do know vaguely. Please remember it right, Michelle. Please. Please. This is the wrong place. This is where I found my credit card! We'll get there in the end, guys, don't worry. I said stop worrying. I can see it in your face, you're worrying. What the fuck? Here we are. Anything back here before I continue? No. Okay. Onwards. I had finally found the exit. Once I left, I knew I never wanted to return there. Through the dense trees, I could finally start to see some light. I must have been at the edge of the forest, though I wasn't sure where the path ahead of me led. I could almost feel the cryptic notebook in my pocket as I tried to think about what it could mean. And where were the campers who had abandoned their site? They were the dead bodies! Would I meet them too? Though the path ahead of me was less dense, I still felt guarded and wary. Who knew what was ahead? That's lovely little footstep sounds, don't you think? As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly realised the auto parts factory where I had worked as a machinist for all those years. The plant had closed almost 3 years ago now. Times were better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. Great. Fucking great. Hello? Oh. I found the body of a security guard, just doing his job, no doubt. His face was covered with blood from some kind of head wound. I wondered, was this flashlight his? Or the one I used? Dug into the ground was a cracked old watch. First my wallet, and now this. Did I retrieve my watch? Yeah. The watch was useless, but I put it on my wrist anyway. Yeah, you weirdo. Okay, okay. Nothing else there, let's press on. Oh god, this is pretty ominous. Hello? In the fucking factory. One of the lockers hung open, its contents were tossed around like someone had been looking for something. Creepy. The door was locked, and there was a little electronic box under the handle. A sign was pasted to the front that said, "Danger, closed for repairs." Yeah, I didn't press anything! God! Yes! I know! Go away! There was a large power box with 5 lights on it. Cables burst out of the box, snaking off to other parts of the factory. The metal was starting to wear, and cobwebs had collected on the corners. The box wasn't receiving power, so it's some kind of puzzle. Okay, so... What the fuck?! I'm sorry guys, I'm just pressing exit. That's it, I'm pressing down to scroll off. Okay, so that's all walled off at the moment. We're going upstairs. Or we're just going to stumble drunkenly upstairs. Every part of this plant smelled old and rotted. I noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. The board contained yellow clippings of newspaper cartoons and notices. There were notes to and from the guys that worked here. One of them was to Norman, who was one of the older guys on the line. Good old Norman. We were best friends. My power panel looked like it was shut off. Did I push a switch? The power panel still wasn't working. Should I switch it again? Okay, so it's now working. The open locker was stuffed with dirty work clothes and old boots. There was a photo of a woman taped to the inside, but it was scratched out, and the face was unrecognizable. That's a bit creepy as well. My power panel looked like blah, 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 blah. Yes! You do press it! You do! Hang on. The panel seemed to be working again. Okay. It was shut tight. There was a rusty-looking card slot on the side. Yep, I know. I didn't press it again. You piece of shit. Anyway, okay. Let's press onwards. Our old break table. The layer of dust and grime only made seeing this sting more. Okay. That's where he used to chill with his homies. Okay, should be more power things up here, I'm guessing. This was Norman's locker. The door was dented, like someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when we worked there. Another panel that I hoped could help me get the power back on. Yeah! Awesome. A utility shelf crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on the shelf. Did I take the hammer? As I took the hammer, I noticed it wasn't as dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf. That's what killed the guy outside, probably. Wonderful. Wonderful. The locker was a complete mess. Hidden at the bottom, though, was a magnetic card. Did I take the card? Yes. I slipped the key card into my pocket. Another panel that I hoped could help me get through the power. I can't read today. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And this one. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's all of them. Judging by that sound, yeah. That's all of them. But still, I have a room to explore with the keycard, so let's go and do that before we continue. It's important to see everything. I used a hammer. The old wooden boards came apart easily. After I had removed the planks, I left the hammer on the floor. Oh. This was my locker, there in the factory. It stank of booze. There was a picture of Rachel on the inside. It looked like it had been torn up. I thought I had taken that picture home when the factory closed. Or maybe you came back and put it there. There was a mess of empty booze bottles. I wondered if that man in the house had something to do with this. He sure had a lot of alcohol at his place too. I added on the 2 there. Not quite sure why. But still. Anyway, let's go down. Pretty sure it was this way to the magnetic door. Let's go and check it out. There's lots of weird ass noises going on now in the complex, which is not good, but still. The key card I found seemed like it would pass through this reader. Did I use the key card? Yeah. Duh. What is this shit? There was some kind of ventilation hatch there. It looked like I could jump to the room below. My leg hurt enough as it was, but I couldn't see another option. Did I jump? I don't know what's going on. Oh man, my leg hurt like hell. This is creepy as shit. It's like a... Oh! I missed something then. Oh well. I stepped out the factory, glad to be rid of its memories. I couldn't stop thinking about that room with the bottles in it. Was that guard I found outside really drinking up there? What about Norman? And who had routed through all those lockers? I couldn't tell where I was. I looked around, but I figured I needed to get to a road, get my bearings. Maybe Norman could help. His store wasn't that far from the turnoff to that factory, if I remembered correctly. Okay, we're gonna see Norman. I'm sure he's healthy. And by healthy, I mean dead. So that's the way out. Just want to make sure there's no more of my personal belongings lying around in random bits of the environment. The garbage bin was a disgusting mess of rotten food and slick black bags. I saw a thin greenish corner poking out from one of the bags. It was my driver's license. It looked damaged. Did I take it back? Yeah. I cleaned the card off as best I could. It looked pretty beat up. I was amazed to have found my credit card, and now this. I tucked the card into my wallet next to my credit card. So there's some... Sounded like it was going to start raining again. Good for you. I had entered Norman's place. This was the back of the store that he ran. It was oddly quiet except for the faint sound of a television. Well, still, the entrance to the front of the store was locked from the inside. Looked like I couldn't just pop it open. It needed a key. There was a bit of blood on the keyhole. Yeah, I read this already. Nope. Come on. Ah! I'm sorry, guys. I hope I didn't deafen you there. But this is infinitely frustrating. What the fuck? Thank you. Fuck off. I would say the controls need a bit of tuning on that front. Okay, so we're going to have to explore up here first. Oh, let more blood, lovely. Oh, wait, just ignores it like, yeah, it's blood. Whatevs. What was this? It looked like a pull chain hanging from the ceiling. I wondered where it led. Did I pull the chain? I gave the chain a single tug, and a simple folding ladder to the attic popped down. I'll go there in a minute. The TV still flickered some indecipherable channel. Jesus, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my co-worker and one of the few friends I had in this town, lay dead beside his armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood. It looked like he'd been shot trying to get up. His eyes still wide with shock. Norman, you deserve better than this. Did I close his eyes? I wasn't sure if I wanted to give him a piece or if I just couldn't stand to think any more about what was going on. Quickly I closed Norman's eyes. Maybe you should call the police. Any time now. It's fine. Anytime soon. I'd never been to Norman's place before. At least, I didn't remember ever doing so. That's helpful. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through that mess, did I? Yeah. I found a hairpin amongst the rotting food and trash and pocketed it. We use it to pick the door. Or some shit like that. Probably. Probably is the answer. Okay. Let's go up into the attic, head below the ladder. Still pretty good, actually. I think we're getting near the end, but it's pretty good so far. I like the story. I don't really know what's going on, but I think that's kind of the point. Tucked against the wall were an old sleeping bag and a portable camping stove. The sleeping bag smelled earthy. Had it been used recently? Norman, were you in those woods? The camping stove looked newer, had a relatively fresh fuel canister locked in place. That didn't seem too safe. Maybe Norman's a serial killer? There was a large cardboard box that hadn't been sealed. Did I open it? Inside the old cardboard box was a pile of clothes and photos and even shoes. As I looked closer, I realised they were Rachel's. What were you doing here, Rachel? Were you responsible for poor Norman's downstairs? Maybe Rachel's dead here as well? I say that's a likely chance. Downstairs we go. Okay. We found a hairpin. We'll go this way now. There's some odd noises going down. I wasn't entirely surprised to find this there. It was one of Rachel's old fall coats. I always wondered what happened to it. How long had it been there? Inside the cabinet was a small but impressive collection of hunting rifles, shotguns, and even a few items I didn't think were legal here. One of the slots on the rack was empty. The gun I had found seemed to match the others there. If the handgun was Norman's, what the hell was he doing with it? The gun wouldn't fit there. Did I place it back in the cabinet? I carefully pushed the piece back into place and felt a great burden lifted. There you go. And now we are defenseless, although we have a knife, and yeah, we have a knife. We got rid of the claw hammer like a fucking moron. Anyway, I used the hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. The general store was small, but it was clean. I had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. Is Rachel having an affair with him, maybe? The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. The icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. Guess we're leaving. It had been weeks since I'd last seen Norman, and finding him that way still left me cold. Thinking of him slumped against that chair only cemented my assurance in getting rid of that gun. It looked like somebody had taken that piece from his store, but why was it in those tunnels? As I stepped outside, I recalled that dusty old box of clothes in Norman's attic. I felt like I'd only discovered more questions, no answers, but I was close to home. It was time to find out the truth. There's quite a few doors here. This one? It was locked. This wasn't the right gate. Yeah, I know. Yeah, thank you. The gate was locked tight. This wasn't my house. Yeah, I know. Thank you. Guess this is my house. Okay. Yeah, I know! Fucking hell, you piece of shit! Fucking refreshing thing. Come on. Anyway, what's... Fuck! Guys, sorry, this is really pissing me off now. The neighbour's head's local postbox. A ladder was sticking out, as if someone hadn't pushed it all the way in. I knew it wasn't right, but... Did I look at the ladder? Yeah. The envelope was addressed to Norman. There was no return address, but the handwriting looked familiar. I took a deep breath and tore open the package. The letter read, Norman, I'm sending this to you in a letter because I'm afraid to tell you this in person. What we did, well, it was wrong. My husband isn't an easy man to be with, but he is my husband and your friend. I need some time to sort this out, away from you. I'm going away for a while. I'm going to tell him, Norman, so don't you think you can hold that against me. I'm going to tell him and get past this. Maybe we'll work it out. I'm not sure I even want to, but he deserves at least that much. Goodbye. So, my wife had an affair with Norman. She told me. I found out and killed everyone. It's possible. There's blood here. So it's presumably my house because it has blood. I had entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding, and it chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid. You were afraid, weren't you, little man, little twat face? Your name actually begins with H. I held my breath as I approached my back door. I was terrified to step inside. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and strained. What the fuck, Michelle? I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. Great. I'm gonna drink quickly, guys. That was a good drink. The table was clean. It hadn't been used any time recently. Let's have a look around first on this one floor. There was a small pile of mail on the floor in front of the mail slot. How long had I been away? Why hadn't Rachel picked this up? Most of the contents were bills. There was a credit card bill there. Did I open it? I ripped the bill open and read it. To my surprise, it said something about cancelling my credit card due to non-payment. What the hell? You've really been on the bender, dude. Front door was locked from the inside. I couldn't go out though. I needed to see if Rachel was here. Okay. Let us check this door. The door to the basement, it was locked. Where had I put the damn key? Yeah, I know. The door to the basement was locked, you piece of shit. Thank you. The door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. Why is it doing this? It's doing it so much now. Okay, so 2 locked doors so far. An old photo of Rachel and me stared back at me, reminding me of better times. It didn't make me feel terribly comfortable. Did I keep it anyway? I replaced the photo in my wallet, feeling like I had got part of my life back. Still, the image made me uneasy. Why had I thrown it? 'Cause she cheated on you? She obviously cheated on you, dude. Our television. I had purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterwards, but by then it was too late. Ah, you didn't know you were going to lose it. I'd been in that scenario many a time with shit like that. Man of fucking jobs I've had, guys. Fucking hell. Anyway. Twatface, let's have a look around here. The books there were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey now, that looked more closely, it looked like that man in the house had some of the same books as I did. Are we in the same house again? My wife's. Rachel's suitcase was sitting on the bed. It was closed, but I had a feeling what was in it. Did I open it? Yeah. Inside Rachel's suitcase was a few days' worth of clothes, some personal effects, and a train ticket. As I stared at the ticket, I could feel myself flush with anger and resentment. The date and time matched the receipt I had found. She was going to run away with Norman after I reacted badly, I think. And I probably killed them to stop them, and then went and killed other people, or something, I don't know. Our hallway mirror had been smashed. Its pieces scattered around the floor. Well, that's good. Fucking hate mirrors. They all deserve to die. Every last one of them. No, it's a bit harsh, but still, fuck it. Our sink, which needed to be replaced. One of the taps always stuck, but I hadn't got around to fixing it yet. Well, that was the time. The perfect time. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old claw-footed baths. Yeah, lucky. Or you could have just bought a bath. Here we go. My laptop had been left on, only had a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key in the top drawer of my desk. Did I take it? Yes. I pocketed the key. Okay, so. The plot thickens like one giant thickening thing full of thickness. So we obviously researched all this. Or Rachel did, maybe? I don't know. The door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the candle. Okay, fuck you. I know. Thank you. We're gonna go and open the basement, it seems, and I thought it was for that door. I unlocked the basement door. Down we go. There were old Christmas decorations in the box. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key here. Did I take the key? Yeah. I took the small key and tried to remember what it unlocked. There were old clothes, tools, and other things we obviously hadn't thrown out yet. I had put up this divider wall last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't finished it yet, so the door was stuck and the drywall was poorly installed. I might have been able to break through it if I found something heavy enough. Oh god, she's obviously in the fucking wall. Dead as a fucking doornail. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, twatface? You killed her, you fucking murderer. The grimy key I found in the basement unlocked the door. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? Probably you did. There's blood on the floor. There was an old crowbar on the floor. Did I need to take the crowbar? Yes. I lifted the heavy crowbar. I appreciated its weight. Well, that's what that's for. We're going to use it to break the wall down in the basement and probably shit ourselves, I guess. Okay, here we go, guys. We're going to break down the wall in the basement and find out what's inside after we stumble down the stairs drunkenly. Here we go. The crowbar I found would have been strong enough to bust through that cheap wall. Did I break through the wall with the crowbar? Yes. With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed a hole large enough to step through. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down there? Was she okay? Probably not. Oh god, there's more. Don't look. Hello? Hello? A filthy looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful and made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile to see what lay within, but I knew I had to. I had come this far. After all this searching, after all I had seen, when I looked within the rags, did I finally find Rachel? Yes. I have no idea what's going on. Nothing to see here. What? What? Hello? What the fuck just happened? Maybe I would use some of Rachel's travel books and find some place to go. Can I just leave? What? The fuck just happened? Did I go to bed? Hello? I have no idea what's happening. I'm on the wrong floor for the front door. I wish I knew what I was meant to be doing. Presumably I missed something, which means she wasn't there. Or... I couldn't leave, not until I had thought about this some more. I needed answers. Well, I know, but I can't fucking... Okay, we're gonna find answers. We're gonna search thoroughly, guys. Where could Rachel have gone? There would be no more dinners here, no more chit-chat over breakfast, at least not for us. I must have locked the door. There was no reason to return to the backyard anyway. Yeah, I know. Please stop doing this. Please, it's ruining the atmosphere. Okay, you have to very, very lightly tap the stick to make sure it doesn't do it twice. I couldn't go back down, not until I'd gone over everything. I needed to make sure I was perfectly clear. Please, fuck's sake, please. This is pissing me the fuck off now. Stop doing it, you shit control system. Okay. Anyway. The mail still sat there, heaped on the floor. How long had Rachel been lying in that basement? So she was there, what the fuck? So nothing to see there was just... They didn't want to show you it, I guess? That's really surreal. So there's got to be something I'm missing, like this. My old office safe sat on the floor. I used to keep tax records and other important documents in it. I used the digital passcode lock. Did I try and open it? Ah. I can't exit the screen. If I gave up now, the last thing I would remember would be making my way to the basement room. Did I quit? I don't know. I wish I could figure out what the fuck is going on, guys. I can't actually leave this screen. No, that wasn't it. Damn, I couldn't remember. Oh, that's fine. Okay, what the fuck happened there? That's weird. I leafed through the notebook I had taken from the forest. In it were the names that had been written down. Heather. Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, Rachel. Those poor girls. Were they victims of the same person who had killed Rachel? I wondered what happened to the other names on that list. Or the ones scratched out on the desk in those wet tunnels. Okay, so we're going to have to find the code to our safe. Not a problem. We'll have a look around. We will find out what we have to do, guys. From now on, I'd have no one to get angry with me for stupid things like buying this TV. Fucking hell, dude. Chill out about the TV. It's not the end of the world. What the fuck? Okay. Upstairs. With the few broken pieces that remained, one in the mirror, I could see my face had grown pale and weak. I couldn't bear to look again. It was like I didn't actually expect a reflection. I felt empty and drained. Was this door here before? Yeah, it's a bathroom. The reflection in that grimy glass was only a shadow, a whisper. At least we have our claw bathtub though, yeah, right guys? Yeah. I still love the old time tub that claw-footed bathtub. That seemed like cold comfort then. Really, dude? Fucking really? Oh my god. Hey, so we need to find the code to this fucking thing. This was that old photo of that other man and his wife. I assumed I found it in that house. I recall those faded remains I had found deep underneath his house. What had he done there? Well, what did I think? Was that man involved in this whole mess somehow? Yes. Definitely, those 2 tunnels, the odd tools in his house, and the remains of his wife. He wasn't innocent, that's for sure. Am I making, like, just some decisions over the plot now? It was my wallet, with its contents intact. Either I dropped that stuff or somebody else did. Maybe I was sleepwalking again, or maybe somebody stole it from me. Norman's store, that forest, that water tower. Was I at those places before? Yeah, I think you were. I didn't see how it could have happened any other way. I must have been the one to lose my wallet and its contents. But what does that mean? No matter what, I needed some kind of escape. Could kill yourself? I mean, to be fair to Hatface, you're not exactly the most charismatic character. It could be the best way out. I need to find my fucking computer. In here? It was the keycard I found in the factory, the one that allowed me to slip through that door. It seemed to me that it was probably Norman's, but if that was true, what was he doing back at the plant? Did I think Norman was going back to the factory? Yeah. It must have been him. He must have been using the old locked room. The laptop had finally run out of power. Well, that's helpful. Thank you for the safe combination laptop. That's where I keep it. I don't know where else I keep this fucking combination for the fucking safe. I'll tell you that now, guys. You shut the fuck up about the TV, please. I know you're thinking about saying something about the TV, but it is irrelevant. Okay? It is irrelevant. We are not going to talk about the fucking TV ever again. The man in that house. Was he responsible? When I woke up, I had found him dead already. I don't know how to open the safe, guys. I have absolutely no fucking clue how to open the safe at all. It seemed like I'd seen all there was. Maybe I thought I was ready to go back into the basement. Okay, we're going back in the basement. I guess I was ready to face the truth now. What is going on? I have no idea. It's getting a bit too artsy for me. It was a knife I had found in the sewers. I left it here because I didn't want it near me anymore. Was all this my fault? Was I responsible for Rachel's death? If I was guilty, I could take this to a warm, safe place and do something about it. Did I pick up the knife? Yeah. I took the knife and kept it firmly in my hand. I couldn't go back into that room again. Then what the fuck do you do? Just leave? Let's just leave. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, guys. Come on. This was it. With Rachel gone, I couldn't stand to be in that house a moment longer. Did I leave and say goodbye to that nightmare forever? Yes? Since I had arrived in town, things had been difficult. Working in the plant, though, had been good for me. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that I was when I started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. Drinking was probably just the way to deal with that. It was almost as if I was trying to beat my brain at its own game. Things stopped making sense sometime after, and my memories of what happened are still in flux. But I know Rachel had tried. I know she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. This night had unearthed terrible truths, but I knew it was final acts of long-standing horror I'd be living. Waking up in that house tonight was the final cruelty. I wish I had remained unconscious in that room forever. It was obvious to me that the man I had found in that house had something to do with all this. Could he have killed Rachel? It started to seem that there were too many things I had seen to think otherwise. It was clear at least that Norman had been going back to the old plant. Maybe he was the one who had boarded up that locker room, who had been drinking up there in that secret hiding place. So had he killed that guard? He must have. Maybe he was found out, or the guard had caught him on patrol. Jesus, Norman, why? I had to catch my breath, to take it all in. Up until the factory, things had only gotten worse, but then I'd seen something even I wouldn't have expected. When I went to Norman's door, that's when my perspective on all this really started to change. Norman was dead, but I had no idea what had happened to him. Finding Rachel's things at the store had been the ultimate shock. I would get no answers now. That didn't stop my head from reeling with questions. But as painful as all of that was, oh God, I couldn't bear to think about it again. After all I had done and seen, finally coming home was supposed to be the end to this entire ordeal. God help me though, it was only the beginning. As I swung open the door and stepped out into the air, I caught the scent of wet grass and fog. Rachel, my beautiful wife. Just the thought of her again, cold and inert, shook me from head to toe. What would I do now? Who could I turn to? It would only be a matter of time before the police got involved, before the neighbours knew. The front lawn was soft and giving beneath my feet. I couldn't shake the urge that I shouldn't stand there, but rather that I should run. That it? It is it. That was interesting. I don't really know what to make of it. It's a very cheap little game, and there's obviously multiple outcomes, so I suggest that you guys purchase it and check it out because it's very cheap. And yeah, I think I missed some stuff, and there was quite a lot of things going on, but I quite liked that. It had more interactivity and purpose than Dear Esther, and yeah, I liked it. So yeah, I think that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, remember to like the series and leave a comment. Tell me what you thought. Would you like to see more story-driven games like this on the channel? I like that little last thing there. That's amazing. Anyway, guys, I've been Mangaminx. I'll see you really fucking soon. More wonderful, in inverted commas, content to come on the channel. See you guys later. And remember to share your story at homehorror.com/what happened. And I'll see you later, guys. Bye for fucking now.